Sa araw nyo? Ganon? Like, how did your araw went? Day went? Ang konyo? Araw went? Ang pod. You can tell me via events chat. Tama na sa relasyon. Tama na sa relasyon. Lahat kayo, all of you are loved, valued, and all of you are appreciated. And all of you, your values remains constant whether it is seen or not. Okay? You are all heard, okay? Okay naman ang day ko. Okay, Astral. That's nice to hear. Lovely night po. It's nice, Ross. Time check 6:29. Okay. We will start at exactly 6:30. Teka, naglalag ako mga ping. Sabi ng mama ko, wala daw akong hindi ibang tao ang magdidikta ng worth ninyo. Not even family. Okay? Sarili ninyo yan. Sarili ninyo yan. Okay, so it's 6:30. And the poll about mental health. Okay. Parang, okay. So, to formally start our podcast, good evening, everyone. My name is Day. You can call me Day. You can call me whatever you're comfortable with. And for this Saturday, we will have Deidalan Presents, an Impromptu Podcast, Episode 1, Mental Health. Okay. Just a little background. This Impromptu Podcast will run for 4 Saturdays in the month of August, and next Saturday, papipiliin ko kayo ulit kung ano yung topics, pero 3 na lang since meron na tayong unang pag-uusapan ngayon. And about sa context, sa mental health kasi, generalized yung binigay ko na topic, diba? So, ngayon, tatanungin ko kayo, in what terms of mental health ang gusto niyong pag-usapan natin? Is it on the good side, more on the good side ba? Or more on how you can cope up? Or is it more on you'd like to share experiences in terms of mental health? Ang galing mo pong magsalita. Thank you, Astral. Anyway, anong gusto niyo? Both. Okay. Ano mo na gusto ninyong unahin? Let's say, ito na lang for please bear with me kasi impromptu talaga to. Wala talaga akong whatsoever. Okay, so first off, mental health, hindi siya, kung napapansin niyo, ngayong mga years lang siya, this recent years lang siya, napag-uusapan. Why? Kasi itong mga nakaraang taon lang siya nabibigyan ng pansin. 'Di ba? And dati hindi siya gaanong napag-uusapan kasi transitioning pa lang 'yon ng generation natin from the generation of our parents, 'di ba? Ng mga elders. And kung napapansin din ninyo, sobrang ibang-iba yung sinasabi nilang solutions whenever we try to open up and they tell us na nasa isip mo lang 'yan, 'di ba? Narinig niyo na 'yon? Nasa isip mo lang 'yan. Kung ano-ano kasing iniisip mo 'di ba? Kung saan ka kasi nagfo-focus 'di ba? Lagi sinasabing gano'n. Kaka-cellphone mo 'yan, o 'di ba? 'Di ba? Meron pang gano'n. 'Di ba? Like, yun yung mga sinasabi sa atin ng mga natin, mga parents natin or people older than us, 'di ba? Etong susunod na sasabihin ko, this is not to offend any religion, pero minsan sinasama na din ng elders yung religion, 'di ba? Like, kulang ka sa faith, 'di ba? Yun yung sinasabi nila. Kaya ka nakakapag-isip ng mga ganyan-ganyan, 'di ba? Pero kasi the reason kung ba't nila yung nasasabi sa atin, dahil yun lang din yung sinasabi sa kanila. Kung hindi nyo napapansin, mas strict yung generation nila compared sa generation natin ngayon. Ngayon, kahit papano, we can be able to speak up, 'di ba, for ourselves. Pero nung panahon nila, hindi. Okay? Pero that's another context. That is on our generation gap. Okay? So, mental health. Meron tayong physical health. It is the condition of our body. Pag nilalagnat tayo, nakakaramdam tayo ng sintomas. Kapag sinisipon tayo, nakakaramdam tayo ng sintomas. Kapag may masakit sa atin, nakakaramdam tayo ng sintomas. Kasi meron tayong mga sense of taste, sense of feeling, sense of touch, di ba? In physical health, parang katulad lang din nun yung mental health natin. Okay? But it works differently. Kasi sa mental health, hindi agad-agad na hindi agad-agad natin napapansin na there's something wrong. 'Di ba? Kasi pag physical health, may maramdaman ka lang, like for example, kinurot ka, 'di ba? Mararamdaman mo agad. Kapag nakaamoy ka ng something na hindi ka aya-aya, maamoy mo agad, 'di ba? Sa mental health naman iba kasi maraming factors sa mental health na minsan akala natin normal lang pero hindi na pala siya nakakatulong sa atin. And disclaimer lang na baka may masabi akong something that's triggering, please do inform me if what I am trying to imply will somehow affect you guys in a bad way. Please do tell me, ha? Okay? Tumitingin naman ako ng mga chat ninyo. I love you, Ate Day. Love you, Ace. Love you, Star. Si Star pala to. Yan. Okay. Mental health. How have you been feeling for the past few weeks? Yan. Diyan tayo mag-start. How have you been guys feeling this past few weeks? You can tell me anything. Anything. Okay, you can tell me if that's what you want me to know, or you can tell me the truth, or you can tell me a sub. Just a sub. Yung subs, lang, sa shore lang baga. Shore information. Okay? I feel anxious, sabi ni Ross. Goods lang. Okay? Sabi ni G, sabi ni Star, I feel kulang. Okay? Confused. Okay, sabi ni Sanchez, he feels confused. Are there any more na mag-share or are you guys shy? Okay, someone DM'd me saying na this person is backed on the dark stage. Okay? Anong tama, Astra? Okay, so I can see na sabi ni Alay, drained ang social battery. Okay, so I can see na more on the tagilid side tayo, no? Sa mga mental health natin. Do you guys know where those feelings came from? Can you guys distinguish kung ano yung reason kung bakit kayo nakaka-feel ng ganun? Sabi ni Rose, tumataas kasi inflation rate, then war pa sa Taiwan. I see. That is a reason nga naman to be anxious from someone I love. Okay. Trauma. Okay, can be. Okay, parang yung iba context is love pa rin, no? Ako po, minsan di ko alam nang gagaling. Kung saan nang gagaling, I just feel so hollow all of a sudden. I feel tired of doing the same things every day. Okay. So, there are a lot of factors. I'm always drained, mommy. Okay. Burnout. Sige, keep them coming. Okay, so at least you are aware of where your feelings are coming from. That is a good sign kasi sa mental health, it is important to know kung saan nanggagaling yung nararamdaman natin for us to be able to distinguish kung paano natin yun mabibigyan ng pansin or kung paano natin yun masusolusyonan. most of you guys here are stress siguro dahil sa family. Can be. And sa nakikita ko sa mga reasons na binibigay niyo sa akin, in general, nanggagaling siya sa environment ninyo. Right? Nanggagaling siya sa environment ninyo. Yung cause of what's stressing you out, the cause of what's making you feel anxious, the cause of what's making you feel drained, yung situation ninyo, it all comes down to your environment. Diba? So, in mental health, first off, it's important to know where your trigger comes from. Parang ano lang yan eh. Alam niyo yung SOP sa thesis, yung statement of the problem. Tama ba yung statement of the problem? Basta ganun. Kasi, yun yung heart ng thesis. Diba yung sinasabi ng mga prof? Heart yun ng thesis. Bakit yun heart ng thesis? Kasi, sa buong process ng thesis mo, dun ka pa rin babalik sa statement of the problem mo on why you're doing that thesis, di ba? So, sa mental health, ganun din. It is important na yung triggering mo is you will always, you know kung saan nanggagaling yung triggers mo. Kasi, dun ka lagi dadalhin noon para malaman mo, para makapag-self-assess ka sa sarili mo na on ways on how to deal with it, di ba? Yeah, to know the cause. Pressure can be, ito kasi yan, there is a level in mental health, okay? Ito sinabi lang to sa akin ng guidance counselor namin when I was serving the peer facilitators group on mental health. You see, I've been an advocate for mental health ever since I was in high school. Kasi nung high school ako, dun ko unang naranasan yung na there's something wrong. Pero hindi siya physically. Kasi hindi ko maintindihan. Wait lang, a little trigger warning. Why do I feel like parang nanginginig yung katawan ko? Parang nag-jitter yung hands ko. Tapos nanlalamig yung kamay ko. I don't know what's the reason. Wala naman akong lagnat. Wala naman akong sipon. Wala naman akong interactions with people na may sakit, di ba? Kaya, nung high school ako, takang-taka ako lagi. Ba't ganun? Bakit ganun yung nafe-feel ko? Bakit nanginginig yung kamay ko? Di naman akong gutom. Diba? Parang, yung lahat kasi ng sinasabi kong reason sa inyo, yun yung sinasabi sa akin ng mga kaibigan ko. Kasi sa mga kaibigan ko, doon ako nag-umpisang sabihin sa kanila yon. Sabi ko, parang, na-feel ko na ano yung kamay ko, parang di ko makontrol, parang ganun. Tapos sabi, baka gutom ka? Hindi, kakakain lang natin, ganun. Dun sa school namin, pwede kang mag-consult dun sa guidance counselor. So, I later on learned na yung ganun pala is considered already as an attack, an episode. Okay? It's already an episode. And I was shocked. Kasi, di ko alam kung saan nanggaling yun. Di ko alam kung saan nanggaling yun. Like, iniisip ko talaga, paano yun? Di naman ako takot. I mean, wala naman akong dapat ikakaba kasi wala naman akong gagawin na, like, presentation, gaton, or report, or something that could make me feel nervous. Wala naman. So, tinanong ako ng guidance counselor namin, sabi niya, may nangyari ba the past few weeks or months na bago mo na feel yan? Sabi ko, paano pong nangyari? Like, parang something unusual daw. At that time, I lost a loved one, and I lost my scholarship for the first time. I got into an accident twice. It all happened in a span of a month. Tapos, tinanong ako ng guidance counselor, paano mo yun nalagpasan? Sabi ko, wala po. I just move on. Like, nothing happened. Like, pagising ko sa umaga, parang just a normal day, another day. Parang ganun. I just went on with it. Tapos parang sabi niya, baka daw, yung reason kung ba't ako nagpa-panic attack is because I neglected what I felt. Na hindi ko binigyang pansin yung pag-grieve ko, yung pag-feel ng pain, pag-feel ng hurt, and it all bottled up. Kaya ngayon, baka may nangyari sa classroom daw or sa environment namin sa school na nakapagpa-trigger sa akin. Tapos parang dun na-release lahat. Lahat nung hindi ko alam na sinasuppressed ko, dun na-release lahat. So, simula nun, naging curious na ako about mental health, and gusto ko rin na matulungan yung sarili ko, matulungan yung ibang tao. That's why I became an advocate. And now, I'm using this platform for you guys to be informed din. Yan. So, sabi dito is the way to find the solution. Tapos alam mo, solve, courage. The first step is the hardest talaga. Yeah, true. The first step is the hardest. Kasi sa mental health, the first step is to accept. I second na yan. Kasi first is to know where your triggers are coming from. Second is to accept na that is the situation. Na dun siya nanggaling. Na, lalo na if it's an uncontrollable variable, diba? I know na deep down inside, yung mga nakakapag-trigger sa inyo is a variable in your life na hindi mo makokontrol. Kasi you feel anxious na hindi mo alam kung ano yung magiging kalabasan. Kasi hindi mo makontrol yung bagay na yun. And pag di mo na makontrol yung bagay na yun, iniisip mo na it will become a problem. It will become a nuisance along the way kasi hindi mo alam kung paano siya makaka-apekto. Diba? Pero wait, let me just get my... Okay. So, ayun. It's important to accept na things will not always go your way. Diba? Things will not always go your way. And it's okay kasi that's how life is. That's how you experience. That's how, dun ka matututo sa mga bagay na, mas matututo ka sa mga bagay na hindi mo alam paano kontrolan kasi matcha-challenge ka kung paano mo i-handle ang situation. It will make you learn how to adapt in the situation. Diba? Pwede rin, unbalanced hormones in the scientific explanation. Unbalanced hormones affects our mental health. And, ano pa ba? Kapag, lalo na kapag yung happiness mo ay nagdi-differ, like, if you choose your happiness na maging isang bagay, like if you're happy about this situation or if you're happy to get to talk to someone na you feel comfortable with, tapos kapag mamaya nagbago na, parang everything changes, your mood changes, diba? Ganun. Paano pag di mo alam kung bakit lagi kang drained, stressed, or parang laging wala sa mood? Ganun kasi yung kaibigan ko. Lagi siyang tahimik. Mas gustong matulog. Siguro, sa part na yun, baka she finds or he or they find peace kapag natutulog sila, kapag tahimik. Kasi, ano yan yung mga ganyan, for me sa akin lang naman, disclaimer lang, yung mga sabihin ko sa inyo, either napagdaanan ko to or nakakita ako ng similar situation tapos ganun ko siya na-solve, okay? Kaya what works for me may not work for you. Pero sana may natutunan kayo. Yung mga ganyan kasi, yung mga mood swings na yan, personally sa akin, nanggagaling yung mood swings ko kapag nag-bottle up yung emotions ko. Na hindi kasi ako pala open na tao. Hindi ako madalas mag-open up, lalo na pag may problema ako. Alam niyo yung mga memes sa Facebook na, na ghoster friend nyo na biglang nawawala, tas lumilitaw na lang ulit after a few months, like nothing happened, ganun. Kasi pinagdadaanan na pala. Ganun ako kasi, katulad ka na sinabi ko kanina, in the environment where I grew up on, I was raised na to handle my problems on my own. Kasi laging sinasabi sa akin na dapat independent ako. Kasi nag-iisa lang ako. So, I should not depend on others, mga ganun. So, ayun. Parang naging yung mga natin, kinalakihan natin yung environment natin, hindi natin nare-realize unconsciously na nagiging part na siya ng natin, decision making. Ganon. Kasi nga, it all comes down uh, sa pag-iisip, di ba? Like, pati sa lack of sleep. Yeah, tama, Ross. Sa lack of sleep, pwede rin yun. Like, if nagpapalipas ka ng gutom. Yung physical health natin, connected din siya sa mental health natin. Kasi, basically, doon tayo kumukuha ng ng nutrients para sa mental health natin, 'di ba? Sa nervous system, 'di ba? Kino-convert ng food, yung food na ini-intake natin, kino-convert nun yung mga nutrients na kailangan natin para maging healthy tayo. So, if hindi natin nasusuffice yung pangangailangan ng physical health natin, ang nangyayari is, ang mas nade-drain yung mental state natin. Kasi, we keep on thinking and thinking, we keep on using and using our mental state, pero hindi tayo nagbibigay ng energy, di ba? For that matter. So, yung effect nun, mas napupunta more on sa mental health, di ba? Tapos, lalo pa ngayon, pandemic, or di kaya, hindi madalas payagan lumabas. Puro nasa screen lang tayo. So, yung mga ganong factor, din yun. Kasama din yun sa kung bakit naapektuhan yung mental state natin. And also, it's important na alam natin yung definitions muna, di ba? Like, anxiety. Sa anxiety kasi, anxiety, it comes from the word anxious. Ibig sabihin, fear, like grave fear. Like, sobrang takot. Sobrang takot mo, depende. Sobrang takot mo magkamali. Sobrang takot mo to be not good enough for the people that you love. Sobrang takot mo na mag-fail ka. Sobrang takot mo na maging disappointment yung gagawin mo, or like magmukha kang disappointment, di ba? Yung mga ganun. Sa anxiety kasi, we are creating problems after problems after problems after problems on something that isn't even there in the first place. Bigyan ko kayo ng analogy. For example, wala kang panulat, tapos exam nyo. Ang problem mo lang doon, wala kang panulat. But instead of thinking ways ng solution, ang una kasi nating maiisip, exam, tapos wala akong ballpen. Pag wala akong ballpen, di ko mapagsagot ng exam. Pag wala akong mapangsasagot ng exam, bababa yung score ko. Pag mababa na yung score ko, makaka-apekto yun sa competition of grades. Pag naka-apekto sa competition of grades yun, maapektuhan yung magiging final grade ko. Pag na-apekto yung magiging final grade ko, baka din ako masama ng scholarship, baka bumagsak ako. Baka, diba? Nag-overthink na tayo. And that is where anxiety is taking place. We overthink of the problem instead of focusing muna on what we can do to solve the problem first. Nauuna yung panic. Kumbaga, nauuna yung panic lagi. Kaya, for people who have anxiety, like me, sometimes anxiety is not even problems that you're creating, it's the pain. Yeah, it can be also. It's a reoccurring pain from the past, ganon, that causes you anxiety, that causes you to become anxious. It's a trauma response from something that you felt before na naging trauma. Tapos, inisip mo na there's a possibility that it will happen again. Yeah. I was supposed to say it after nung first ideology ko, but it's okay. Ayun, problems and trauma responses. Kaya, katulad na sinasabi ko kanina, you have to learn to know kung saan nanggagaling yung trigger responses. Yung triggers ng for you to feel anxious about something, di ba? So, ayun. Thank you, Ate Ina. Thank you. Tapos, on the other side of mental health naman, wait lang, a little trigger warning. about depression. Okay? So, in depression, from based to sa na-observe ko ha, pero if you also have inputs like Ate Ina and Ross, you can also interact with me in the events chat. Oo. So, sa depression naman, from what I've observed, most people who feel this way don't really want to end their lives. Kasi nakaka-feel sila ng panghihinayang eh. They don't want to end their lives. What they want to end is the pain. What they want to end is that endless numbness that they feel. What they want to end is, right, the suffering. Yung suffering na nafe-feel nila. Kasi yung nagiging mindset ng mga people who feel that way is, if you're, kung napapansin niyo, hindi ko masyado ginagamit yung D word kasi baka makaka-trigger siya. So, yun, it's the disappointment. Yeah. Kung napapansin niyo, yung mga tao na nakaka-feel ng ganun is, nasa midst sila ng crisis of, parang lahat na ng solution na isip nila pero wala na hindi na siya gumagana. Kaya wala na silang maisip how to end the pain, how to end the disappointment, how to end the numbness that they feel. That's why they resort to self-H. Di ba? Kasi, it's where they feel like they're alive. Kasi, sa physical state na lang sila nakaka-feel na sakit. Ganon, 'di ba? Kaya kung makaka-encounter tayo ng people na ganon, huwag nating sasabihin sa kanila na, "Uy, wag mong gawin 'yan." Kasi hindi natin maiintindihan. We will never ever understand what a person is feeling unless it happened to us firsthand. Okay? And most of the times, people who feel that way don't need advice because they've already been through it. Alam na nila kung anong gagawin. They just need someone to listen to. They just need someone who can make them feel na it's safe to open up, na it's safe to know, to let them know what they feel. And yes, to be honest, hindi lang din siya basta-basta sa faith eh. Di natin dapat yung sinusumbat sa tao kasi we will never understand what they've been through. First, ako, kasi, to be honest, personally speaking, I went through different churches. I praise and worship before, but I still feel like there's something incomplete in me. And that has nothing to do with my faith. That has nothing to do with my mindset in humanity. That has nothing to do with anything that's around me. Kasi, sa sarili ko nga, hindi ko na alam. What more pa yung mga tao na alam lang yung mental state ko, pero hindi alam ko ano yung pinagdadaanan ko. Di ba? So, ayun, it's important na alam natin yung differentiation between anxiety and depression and also yung stress. Kasi, stress, tension, and anxiety, ano yan eh, they get mixed up eh, most of the times. Kasi, they have a common ground which is feeling anxious. And it's important to not self-diagnose. Okay? Kahit pa na similar na yung symptoms ninyo. It's important to seek help from a professional if you really want to know what's going on with your mental state. Diba? Sabi dito, people blame those victims because they're saying they're not faithful. No, that's debunked. It has nothing to do with anything of your beliefs or anything na from your mindset or other factors. After hearing their advice, you'll learn that other people can't help you can't even help you and no one can kasi nagawa mo yung advice nila. Yeah, and for those people who feel that way, alam niyo sa sarili niyo na kayo lang makakatulong ng sarili niyo. Na at the end of the day, no matter how much other people say, no matter how many advices they give, no matter how many situations or ideologies or analogies na ibigay nila, if hindi rin tayo willing na ayusin sa sarili natin, wala. And I know how hard it is to accept na there's something wrong. Kasi hindi tayo familiar sa ganun before. 'Di ba? Nung bata tayo, ano lang puro laro lang, 'di ba? Puro physical pain lang kasi nadadapa ka, nasusugatan ka, nalagnat ka, ganun. Puro asaran lang, 'di ba? So growing up, wala kasing handbook ang buhay. Wala yang guide, 'di ba? Wala yang basis na eto gagawin mo kapag pag naka-feel ka ng ganito, eto yung pwede mong gawin, ganyan, 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 ganyan. Wala siyang step-by-step process. Lahat tayo first time natin mararanasan yun. Lahat tayo first time natin yun mafe-feel, di ba? Kaya, it's just sad when others think na pinipilit nila yung something na nakakatulong sa kanila. Kaya nga, sinasabi ko sa inyo na whatever worked for me may or may not work for you guys. Pero at least at the end of the podcast, I hope na you have takeaways and na kahit pa paano you are self-aware na there may be a part in you na needs to work on also, 'di ba? Acceptance is really the key, 'di ba? Na-overwhelm ka lang sa mga nangyayari. Na-overwhelm ka na lang sa mga nangyayari. Yeah, true. Alam mo yung di mo alam kung ano yung unahin mo, kaya na-overwhelm ka na lang. 'Di ba? Ganon. Parang game na walang tutorial, basta bigla na lang tayo nag-respond. Yeah, true. Wait lang. Wait lang Tawag ako. Oh! Wait lang po, a little commercial. Yeah. Sorry, tinawag ako. Sorry. I hope the environment is not... I hope hindi na nasira yung environment kasi tinawag ako. But, yeah. Sorry. That was my dad. So, anyway. Ate, are you a nurse din po? That's the funny thing. Kasi I'm from the College of Engineering. I am not from the College of Allied Health and Sciences. But yung relatives ko, dun sila halos galing. Kaya I somehow relate. I'm sorry. Narinig niyo ba yung papa ko? Sorry. Where were we? Sorry. How do you guys deal with your mental issues? First off, ako, wait, tanggalin na natin yung... Sorry. Got distracted. How do I handle my mental health issues? Wag niyo akong gagayahin kasi toxic tong unang solution ko. Kasi before, I handle it in a way na I let it bottle up to me. Hinahayaan ko siya na magpatong-patong. Tapos, kapag na-overwhelm ako, kapag di ko na alam yung gagawin, I'll ghost everyone until I feel okay again. So, alam kong mali yun, and I am slowly working on it by setting healthy boundaries, by being brave enough to express how I feel, by telling people na what they're doing is already affecting me somehow. Kasi sa kakaisip ko sa iba, nakakaisip ko kung ano yung mararamdaman nila sa gagawin ko. Ako yung nauubos. And I can see na people, na yung mga taong ginagawan ko nun, yung mga taong pinaglalaanan ko ng ganun, they don't do the same for me. And as much as I'm not seeking or I'm not asking them or I'm not demanding them to do the same, pero nakikita ko kasi na puro lang siya one way na solution. That's where I realized na, okay, maybe I've tolerated too much already. Kasi dapat kung healthy yung ginagawa ko, dapat hindi ako nadidrain. Pero nadidrain ako. So, yun. And I constantly remind myself na my worth doesn't come from anyone. My validation does not come from anyone. You can tell me anything. Syempre, it's your opinion. Pero I can still choose whether it will be relevant in my life or not because this is my life. And no matter how much people tell me na I relate to you, I understand you, na-realize ko na if they really understood, if they really understand, there should be changed behavior. They should remember. Kaya ako nasasabi yung mga advices ko kanina nung about love, 'di ba? Parang lagi ko nasabi na words without actions are useless and actions without words are confusing. Na they have to be balanced, na dapat kambal sila. What you say is what you act. Kasi I know na ganun ako. I know na sa sarili ko, that's what I can do, that's what I can provide, that's what I can offer. And if I can see na that kind of energy isn't being reciprocated, then it's not my problem anymore. And usually yung mga tao pa na ganun, baliktad pa yung nasasabi nila. And wala na akong magagawa dun. If sa ganung paraan nila nalilinis yung pangalan nila or if sa ganung paraan nila nafe-feel na yun yung coping mechanism nila, then it's not my problem anymore. Kasi ayoko nang man-tolerate ng mga ganun. Because the last time I did, ako yung naubos. Parang nagising na lang ako, legit yun guys, nagising na lang ako na biglang parang sinampal sa akin na hoy, hindi mo trabaho yan. Huwag ka nang gumawa ng charity work. Hindi nila nakikita yung worth mo. Kahit gaano pa siya kasakit pakinggan, hindi nila nakikita. Hindi nila nakikita or nakikita man nila pero hindi nila pinapahalagahan. And it's okay kasi doon mo makikita kung sino talaga yung mga tao na nandyan para sa'yo. Doon mo makikita kung sino yung nagki-care sa'yo. Doon mo nakikita na this is the people that's with you in the shadows. And para sa akin, yun yung mas nagmamatter. Kung sino yung mga taong nandyan para sa'yo nung nasa shadows ka, nung nasa dark ka. Kasi anybody can be with you in the spotlight. I mean, who doesn't? Di ba? Sino bang may ayaw na kasama sa successes mo? Pero, much to our dismay, yung mga taong gustong sumama sa successes natin, hindi nila usually gustong sumama sa struggles natin. And don't you think that's a little bit unfair? Di ba? Kaya doon ako nag-set ng boundaries. Doon ako nag-start sabihin talaga na there's something wrong. Pero, ang hirap kasi nagigilty pa rin ako. ang hirap. It's a tough process. It's a tough process kasi nagtatalo pa rin siya sa isip ko na alam kong tama naman yung ginawa ko pero hindi ko pa din maiwasang isipin na hala, hindi na sila sanay na ganito ko. Parang nakikita ko na may mga tao na nag-a-accept na ng bago kong pagsiset, 'di ba, ng boundaries. Pero may mga tao ding naninibago. Pero alam mo yun, it's a never-ending battle. Kaya what's important is na self-aware ka talaga dapat na hindi. Tapos na ako sa phase na yun. Yun yung lagi kong pinapaalala sa sarili ko. Hindi, tapos ka na sa phase na yun. Tapos ka nang unahin yung ibang tao. And hindi naman porket inuuna mo yung sarili mo, ibig sabihin selfish ka na. Okay? Hindi porket nagsiset ka ng healthy boundaries, selfish ka na. Hindi porket nagsasabi ka na ganito yung nafe-feel mo about it, ay selfish ka na. Hindi porket na nag-open up ka, ay selfish ka na. And hindi rin porket na ganun yung ginagawa mo is emotional punching bag na sila. No. If that's how they see it, then it's their problem. It's on how they interpret it, okay? Pero it's in your approach din naman, okay? It's in your approach din. So, ayun, ganun ko siya. Ngayon, I'm still on my journey on that and ganun ko na siya fini-face. Although, hindi ko sinasabi na hindi na ako takot kasi takot na takot pa rin ako. Takot na takot pa rin ako. Hanggang ngayon, takot na takot pa rin ako. And there are still times na nagre-relapse ako sa sa solutions ko. Nagre-relapse ako. Bumabalik na naman ako sa dati. It's a never-ending process. Kaya it's very important na you have a very powerful support system na hindi ka basta-basta i-judge, hindi ka basta-basta iiwan sa ere, hindi ka basta-basta pagsasabihan. Like, they choose to let you on your own first, tapos kapag di mo na kaya, ikaw mag-reach out. It's very important to have a very supportive system. Okay? How about you guys? Do you have a very supportive system or ano ba yung recent na nyo ngayon on how you deal with it, ganun. Ito, it works for me, pero I don't know if it works for others kasi, diba? Iba tayong environment. Witness po ako noon, ginost kami ni Day. Yeah, I can vouch for that. Umalis na ako ng Discord, to be honest. Pero, I guess I can say na I'm lucky to have a very supported system here in Barkadahan, PH. Na the staff here are not only just a staff for me. They're very supportive. And hindi mo yon basta-basta nahahanap sa iba. That's why I'm here. Bumalik ako. Love you guys. Having someone you can open to is one factor to deal with your mental problem. You want to be understood. Yeah, who doesn't, diba? Who doesn't want to be understood? All we want is someone who understands and someone who will not leave, diba? People say na baliw ka kapag nagpa-check ka about mental health. That's a problem about our society. Yeah, well, wait lang, little trigger warning. Our society is really fucked up with ideologies. With what I like to call idiotic ideologies. Okay. Kaya I choose to not go with the flow with society. No, I have my own flow. I have my own path. And this is my path to take. Whether society will accept that or not is not my problem anymore. Because they're not relevant in my life. What's relevant in my life is myself and all the people who understands. That's my daily reminder. Then when you leave someone behind, you are ruining someone's train of thoughts. So di nila alam nangyayari. Ayun nga, healthy communication, healthy boundaries, okay? Like sa mga pinapalabas sa Jessica Soho, they're literally caging their family. Yeah. Sa environment, ganun, or what. I hope we're still in the context of mental health, no? And please do tell me if what I'm saying still makes sense. Diba? And you can share your thoughts sa events chat, okay? So, yan. Your thoughts here lang, and dun sa okay. In the end, sasabihin na nakaka-drain daw makipag-date sa isang taong depressed. Okay. First off, I can see two theories done about dating someone who's mentally unstable. First off, it can be possible for as long as you know na you have to understand the person no matter what. Kasi yung sarili nila, hindi na nila naiintindihan. What more pa? Yung mga tao, di ba? So, that's the first thing that you have to keep in mind if you're going to date a mentally unstable person. Also, they need constant reassurance. Walang walang small thing sa taong mentally unstable. Okay? Walang small thing sa amin. Everything is a big deal kasi we noticed the slightest change in someone's behavior. And kahit sabihin yun na hindi yun kasalanan nila, ganun yung iisipin nila kasi it's their trauma response. Okay? Pero, the second theory is it's still possible for as long as the mentally unstable person in the relationship does not make his, her, or their partner be a, what do you call this? Parang, emotional punching bag or parang, nasa dulo na ng dila ko kanina, di ko pa nasabi. Basta, in the context, hindi nila gagawing, hindi nila ibubunton lahat dun sa partner nila na parang aabot na sa point na magiging problema na yon na parang it's not my job to fix you, parang ganun. Parang dapat hindi ma-feel nung partner mo na pinifix ka niya, na dapat lang niyang gawin is to understand you. Ganun. Kasi ganun yung nakikita ko eh. There are downfalls on both ends, not just on the partner but also on the mentally unstable person. Kasi hindi rin natin alam kung saan tayo titigil minsan, and hindi rin tayo nagiging aware minsan na it's already too much. Okay, na yung partner natin is also human. They also have their own mental capacity. They also have their own take, 'di ba? Kaya it's important to ask. Ito, tinatanong ko to sa failed talking stages before. Anyway, basta sa mga before na nakakausap ko, tinatanong ko sa kanila, do you have the mental capacity to talk to me about this matter, or do you want na do you want to talk about this on another time? Parang ganun. Kasi as much as I want to be always open, syempre kailangan ko ring isipin yung mental health ng partner ko kasi baka mamaya hindi ko alam na nagiging factor na ako para naman maging mental unstable yung kanya. It's a two-way process. Like what I always say, it's a two-way process. It's a give and take process always. Diba? Yeah, therapist. Yeah, thank you, ate. Yun. Basta hindi siya abot sa point na magiging therapist yung partner mo. Or na yung partner mo yung magiging mentally unstable like you. Pero if alam mo sa sarili mo na you're mentally unstable and that you cannot control yung ganun, it's best if you heal on your own. It's best if you not entertain. Kasi it will be unfair for the person. No one deserves half-baked love. No one deserves just a portion of someone. We all deserve the love that we give. We all deserve the situation that we can offer. Diba? Okay? So, if alam mo sa sarili mo na hindi ka buo and na somehow baka gamitin mo lang yung situation or yung person on your own comfort, don't. Because it's unfair. Kasi, let's face it, may mga taong ginagamit yung mental health issues nila para lang sa ganon. And, I'm sorry, but I do not tolerate those. I cannot kasi sobrang unfair nun. Tapos, gagamitin pa nila yung card na yon against their partners. Na, nakilala mo kung ganito eh. Diba? Hindi nila obligasyon yun, guys. Hindi nila obligasyon yun. Their only responsibility is to understand you hanggang sa makakaya nila. And if hindi nag-work, it's okay. Or, tas kapag nag-work, then it's good. Diba? Ganun lang yun lagi. Comfort person. Yeah, true. Would it let me heal if I receive and accept an apology from someone? Someone puts me back in the situation. Do I deserve an apology from someone who knew everything to avoid but still crossed the way to hurt me again? Well, sometimes it depends. Are you the type of person who moves on after hearing an apology from that person itself, or are you the type of person to accept the situation regardless of what happened? Kasi if i-depend natin lagi yon sa tao, we will just get stuck. Alam niyo yung kantang Urong Sulong? Magiging urong sulong lang tayo. Lagi. Kapag dinidepend natin yon. Kaya somehow, I believe na kahit pa makarinig tayo ng sorry from someone, wala eh. Kahit di tayo, minsan, ganun talaga na hindi dapat natin dinidepend yun sa iba. Na parang, alam ko nasa isip nyo, parang sinasabi nyo na, pag nag-sorry ito sa akin, pag sa kanya mismo nanggaling, magmumove on na ako. Pag sa kanya mismo nanggaling yung words na to, titigil na ako. No. No. You do not depend your decisions on others. It will always be in yourself. Kasi if masasanay ka na ganun, paano na lang kung dadating yung situation na hindi ganun, na it doesn't go your way? Diba? So you have to learn to stand on your own. Pero, may mga times kasi na, example, hindi ka nakatanggap ng ganun, ng gusto mong marinig, pero naka-move on ka na. Tapos, nakausap mo ulit. Tapos, nag-sorry sa'yo. Doon mo mafe-feel yung parang gaan eh, di ba? Yung gaan ng loob, di ba? Pero, mas maganda pa rin talaga na sa well-being mo, sa mental well-being mo, na you have to stand on your own. Okay? How do you heal on your own if you don't have anyone, kahit friends or family? Well, simple. Sa akin, I don't know if it's simple ha, pero for me kasi, I go back to what I usually do nung hindi ko pa sila nakikilala. Like, dapat hindi natin binabago yung routine natin whether we meet people in our lives or not. Okay? Kasi tayo may hirapan. And it's all in the matter of setting common grounds dun sa person. Para kahit nandyan na yung person or kahit mawala siya, hindi ka mawawala sa trail mo, sa sarili mo. And kung saan ka nanggaling, dun ka rin mag-heal. If your comfort is K-drama, if your comfort is coffee, if your comfort is food, if your comfort is going to the gym, if your comfort is seeing nature, if your comfort is taking photos of sceneries, mga ganun. You go back to what you love doing. Kasi as much as it gives you comfort, when you're healing, dun mo mas mafe-feel yung comfort nun. I want to clear my head in questions. There was never an apology. There will always be what ifs. There will always be what ifs. And there will always be a side in our heads saying na this is not what we deserve. Now we deserve to hear it from someone. But will you still be able to fathom to always think that way? Mapapagod ka eh. I mean, it depends on you. Depends on you. Pero mapapagod ka eh. And mas mahihirapan ka lang. Kaya, para sa akin, sa mga ganong bagay, I let myself decide. If they cannot offer me that, then I will offer it to them. They cannot offer boundaries, then I will be gladly to offer it to them. Kasi alam kong mahihirapan yung mental state ko doon. Alam ko, pinaka mahihirapan doon yung mental health ko. So, prevention is better than cure. I have to prevent it before it happens. At least, I know na I can save myself, di ba? I feel like the best way to deal with it is to just let it go, just like what I did. You want the best for the both of you and you think that's the best thing to do, so be it. Yeah, so be it. If that's what you think na will happen for the both of you, then so be it, di ba? Parang sugat, kailangan lang ng time. Yeah, it may sound cliche, but time heals all in the long run. Okay? So, yun. I will close my statement mga around 7:30 or 8 p.m. if it's still if you don't have anything else. na gustong marinig, ganun, or if you guys still have questions or you can share something regarding mental health, ganun, feedback of my impromptu podcast, ganun, you can share it now. Yan. And hindi ba dead air, ganyan, or dinadaldal ko ba kayo na na in a good way, ganun, na may natutunan ba kayo o chumichika lang talaga tayo, ganun. And I hope no one got offended the way I acted earlier nung tinawag ako ng dad ko kasi um, there's a personal approach of how we deal things in the household. So, yan. Yung generation gap, kasi, this podcast, magpo-poll ulit tayo next Saturday. Tapos kung ano yung magiging majority nun, tatlo na lang since tapos na tayo sa mental health, generation gap, peer pressure, and fearing the future. Kung ano yung magiging majority doon, yun yung pag-uusapan natin. That's why, impromptu podcast to kasi kung napansin nyo, sa first episode, medyo epic. Kasi wala talaga akong script or whatsoever. Like, I just solely base everything on experiences or from others or from situations I've observed and also from your chats dito. How about the positive side of mental health? Okay, positive side of mental health. Yan. If you are aware, let's say, aware ka na, alam mo na kung saan ka na trigger, alam mo na kung paano may masusolusyonan, it will be easier for you to handle things na buo ka na naaayos mo na siya. Kasi hindi ka na naguguluhan, 'di ba? And that's a good thing, 'di ba? Pag di ka na naguguluhan, it means alam mo na yung gagawin mo. And dahil alam mo na yung gagawin mo, mas magiging maayos yung progress mo. Although I know na progress is sometimes up, down, up, down, up, down, unpredictable siya. Pero kasi sa positive side ng mental health, if you are aware and if alam mo na yung mga gagawin mo, ganun, next time, it will feel a little less heavier. Hindi na siya masyadong mabigat. Kasi kahit papano, nakikita mo na yung path na tinitake mo. Na meron kang mind map. Mind map is like, uh, self-explanatory. Map siya na para sa mind mo na alam mo where the coordinates of your emotions are coming from, di ba? So, yun yung positive side ng mental health. Dahil alam mo na kung paano mo siya i-handle, mas magiging maayos yung yung approach mo in environments, yung approach mo in your opinions, yung approach mo in situations, di ba? Kasi kung paano natin tingnan yung isang bagay, solely nanggagaling yun sa kung paano tayo mag-isip, di ba? That's why nangyayari kapag sumbatan, ang kitid kasi ng utak mo, di ba? Yun yung lagi sinasabi. Di mo naiintindihan. Gusto mo lang maintindihan yung sarili mo, mga ganun, di ba? Pero on your positive side na kapag pag gamay mo na, ayun. I hope hindi offensive yung term kapag gamay mo na, 'di ba? Yung ginagawa mo. Ayun, hindi siya positive side na mentally healthy ka. What I'm trying to say is positive side siya in a way na na na-handle mo na siya. Na alam mo na nadadating ka pa din sa ganung point, pero alam mo na kahit papaano kung paano mo siya i-approach, kung paano mo siya tatanggapin, kung paano mo siya susolusyunan, gano'n. Ganong positive side yung ibig kong sabihin. Kasi, eto, narinig ko to from a mental health movie na the fear will always be there. Totoo, tama yun. The fear will always be there. Pero hindi lang fear yung laging nandyan. Nandyan din yung happiness, yung sadness, yung anger, yung excitedness. All your emotions will always be there. But what you can do is how you will push through with it. Kung paano mo yun malalagpasan. Diba? That's the one thing that's uncontrollable sa atin. Kasama nung mga negative emotions natin, yung positive emotions din natin. Diba? Ganun. Yeah, somehow you can tolerate it in a way na you know your boundaries. Mga ganun, di ba? So, yun. Ayun. Maraming changes din like physically, lifestyle. Yeah, kasi magkakakambal yun. Pag maayos mo nang na naha-handle. Hindi naman sa maayos, like parang tolerable mo nang naha-handle yung mental health mo. It will change in effect din sa physical mo. Like, 'di ba sasabihin ng mga tao, "Hala, naggo-glow ka. Hala, ang blooming mo." Gano'n. Oh, yung blooming di lang para sa in love, okay? Para din yun sa progress mo sa sarili mo, okay? 'Di ba? Magcha-change ka ng lifestyle, di ka na gaanong magpupuyat kasi 'di ba, yung mga gano'n. Everything else follows. Kasi everything is interconnected, 'di ba? Yeah, it's a positive change and I'm referring for the question. Okay, okay. Your statement is right. Okay. Thank you, Chawan. Okay. So, yeah. Do you still have questions, silent reactions, or may nasabi ba akong mali? Please do correct me if I'm wrong. Or did I somehow offend? Or, ayan. Kasi, o, di ba nagtatanong ako kasi I'm getting a little anxious kasi it's my first time to do a podcast, guys. Kaya ako napapansin niyo magulo. Kasi, I'd like to use this platform para maging informative din siya, lalo na sa ah, mga tao na akala nila na nag-iisa sila sa battles na yun. So, ko lang sabihin na you're not alone, na everybody else is fighting their silent battles. And for whatever it is that you're doing right now, guys, please do remember na I'm proud of you for still being here, for still listening to me, na nandito kayo ngayon, listening to my nonsense ng pangdadaldal, kung may naging sense man yung sinabi ko, di ba? So, yan. So yung generation gap, yung other topics po natin, tawag dito, we can talk about it for the next Saturdays kasi yung podcast natin, Deidalan Presents an Impromptu Podcast, will be having 4 episodes. So, our episode 1, mental health, is now done. Ayan. Wait, hinga lang ako. Ayan. Thank you so much, guys, for attending my podcast. I don't know if masyado bang, masyado bang mabilis or dead air ba? Ganun. I don't know. Basta, if you have feedbacks, you can send it to me in DMs, or if nahihiya kayong i-reveal yung sarili nyo, may say out ako, it's in my bio. You can state your feedbacks there, or kung may questions pa kayo, ganyan, for the next podcast, ganun. Or kung meron pa kayong suggestions, ganun. My say out is in my bio. Babasahin ko yan lahat. Tatry kong basahin lahat kung kakayanin ng oras for our next podcast next Saturday. Yeah, ayun. I hope my voice did not irritate your eardrums, or alam niyo yun, kasi may mga ibang podcast na na parang dull, ganun. And ayoko naman maging ganun yung podcast ko. Gusto ko lang na daldalin kayo because it's Deidalan. Ayun. Ang awkward tuloy ako. Ayun. Yun lang. If you guys have still questions, ganun, or may suggestions, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Ayun po, nasa sayout ko. So, from this time, 7:32, I'd like to formally say na Deidalan Presents an Impromptu Podcast. Episode 1, Mental Health, is now done. Ayan. So, sige na nga, mag-entertain na ako ng mga bardagulan, bardagulan, tawag dito, reactions. Ang galing. Uy, thank you, guys. Thank you for appreciating it. Thank you for lending your time. Oh, no. I'm very much more thankful for you guys lending piece of your time in this podcast. Ganun. I hope you guys, I hope may naging impact kahit paano yung podcast, ganun. Kahit magulo siya, ganun. yan, parang nasa radio podcast ako. Welcome to 101.9 Wish FM. Char! Your voice is soothing. Thank you, Mike Reveal. Ano po, earphone na galing sa Shopee. Ayun. Woo! Kiss mo ako. Thank you, guys. Maka-order nga sa 88. At ano to, guys, 150 lang tong earphone ko. Naka-voice meter kasi ako, so if my voice feels a little more clear, gano'n. Naka-voice meter ako para sa podcast na to. Yan. And let me know your thoughts for next week's podcast. It's a good podcast kasi merong audience participation. Yeah, that's actually my goal. Siguro yung iba nahihiya pang mag-chat ngayon sa events chat. Pero I hope for the next few Saturdays ng episodes natin, I can see more people interacting. Kasi yun talaga yung gusto kong maging goal na I want you guys to feel na you're heard and na your opinions are valid and na what you have to say is valid in this podcast. Kasi alam ko, iba't iba tayo ng pinagdadaanan. And yan. Like what I always say, whatever works for me may or may not work for you. But at least I get to share them with you guys. Ayan. And don't forget, na feedback, ganun. At least to say out ko, anonymous yon. So, hindi malalaman kung kanino galing. Okay? I'm looking forward for the next topic because a lot of people can relate to that. Yeah. That's why, yan yung mga set of topics na naisip ko kasi it's very timely and it happens to us every single day. So, gusto ko lang ma-feel ng mga tao na hindi sila nag-iisa sa nangyari sa nila. Stay out, naghaha, nagdildala. What? What? Ayun, wait lang. I'll check notifications. Okay na po. Okay na, guys. Don't forget na eto, kahit ulit-ulit nyo itong maririnig sa akin mula sa ngayong episode hanggang sa susunod, your value remains constant whether it is seen or not. And it is not stated by other people but for yourself. Okay? 안녕하세요, guys. 감사합니다. Kain na kayo. And don't forget to drink water. Stay hydrated, everyone. Mwah. Bye-bye. Bye. Alay, paano to? Alay. Paano to? Alay. Paano to? I-close. Hindi ko alam. Bye, everyone. Ala, hindi ko alam. Paano to? Uy, paano na stage? Uy, paano mag-exit? Bye, guys. Exit na lang kayo on your own. Bye-bye. Annyeong. Ay, sorry. Uy, paano to? Ito. I can taste